I know we've done probably 1,000 of these already, but what the heck? What's one more, right? So what we're going to do here is we're going to take our SVG file that we created in Inkscape and then whip it up into a height chain real quick with our slicer. And in this case, we're going to be using Bambu Studio. So let's go ahead and fire this thing up. We'll go ahead and import the artwork that we created in Inkscape. There is our artwork. And we'll start by naming all of our pieces so we know what the heck is what here. That's our back plate. This is going to be our tie. And this is going to be the G. And this is going to be the G border. And then we're going to have some text. And then we're going to have some more text. And then we're going to have some more text. Lots of text here. What else do we got? We have our C border. And what else do we have? Where's our C? There's our C. And then more text. All right, so all of our text components, that can all be white for this example. Our C is going to be gold. Our C border is going to be gold. Our G border is going to be white. Our G is going to be white. And all I'm doing is, on my keypad, typing in the number of the filament color that I want each of these pieces to be. The tie is going to be gold, so that is color number 3. And our back plate is black. Beautiful. So now what we have to do is just set the thicknesses of all of our parts. So we'll go to our scale tool. Our back plate is going to be 6 in this example. Yeah, let's make it 8. What the heck? I don't know. I go back and forth on my height chains between 6 and 8. But the tie and everything else, all of that is going to be the same thickness. So we'll just make it all 2 right now. And then let's go ahead and move it all in the Z direction where it needs to be, which is 9. And I'll explain why 9 here momentarily. But let's just go ahead and set that all to 9. And that's what it looks like. How cool is that? And so you can see we get a nice little 3D reveal of everything. Very nice. All right, so why 9? Well, the reason it's 9 is because all of these elements are currently 2. I think I am going to change that up a little bit. But so when they're 2, half of 2 is 1. It's going to sit on top of our 8mm backplate, and that's why it becomes 9. But I think what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to take all of my text elements and let's make all of those 1. So let's go ahead and make those all 1. Then we can go in and change our Z height to be 8.5 because half of 1 is 0.5. Okay, so, and then I want to kind of accentuate the rest of it. I think what I want to do here is everything but my tie, maybe. Maybe I'll do everything but the tie. So let's do that. Everything but the tie, let's make that 3. I want that to be noticeably taller than my text. I think that looks kind of cool. And I think I'm going to make my tie even thicker. Okay, so we can kind of play with all this a little bit. So now, because my tie is thicker, I need to place it. It is 4, so that needs to be 10. And then our other pieces are G, G border, C border, and C. That probably needs to change too. All of those are all 3. Half of 3 is 1.5. So then that needs to be 9.5. And that would have the proper Z for a 3mm piece. So you can see that is what it looks like there. And I don't know, is 1mm enough? Let's say it's not. Let's go ahead and make it 5. Half of 5 is 2.5, so then that z should be 10.5. And of course, you don't have to have it like that, but I don't know. I just thought it might look kind of cool if we give those some different varying heights there. I think that looks good. I'll tell you what we're going to do. I have another decision. See, that's what I make up. I make up things as I go. I'm going to go with my G and my C. Let's make those two. So I don't know what I did there. There's my G and my C, and let's make those two. So back to 2, and let's go ahead and set those then to 9. So those will be at the right height, and then our borders are going to be 3. So I'm going to leave those, but then I don't need my my tie protruding so much. So let's back that off to 4. And if we back that off to 4, then we have to back the Z height off to 10. Our tie is still 2 millimeters thicker than the G and the C, so it will have that protrusion. Our border will protrude a little bit more, and I kind of like that. So let's roll with that. And then let's go ahead and import here on the desktop. We got to find our height chains. Found these on Maker World, Jackson 3D profile if you're looking for height chain links, but we just need this one right over here. So let's just click and drag it. We can over to this build plate here. Then what we'll do is we'll center this. Now this main logo is already centered, and then we'll just use our arrow keys. So we'll zoom in here a little bit, Control 1 to come right to the top here, and then we can shift click and nudge this a little bit. And we just need enough of it sticking out where we can attach another link to it. So, and I think we're good to go right there. I think that'll be fine. And then lastly, we do need to make sure that that shift control to the assembly is merged to the assembly so that we can then go ahead and print this. Okay, and now we're going to need 2 build plates of our links, and that will be our completed hype chain. Pretty fancy, huh? So there you go. That is how to take your SVG file and make it into a 3D model here inside your slicer very quickly and easily. Once you understand how everything works here in your slicer, you'll be creating 3D models in no time. So until next time, thanks for watching.